Imagine walking through Seoul, vibrant, electric, alive. But listen closely. Playgrounds are empty, schools are closing for good. A strange silence is settling in. South Korea is facing a demographic crisis so severe, it's literally running out of babies. The population isn't just declining, it's in free fall. For a stable population, women need an average of 2.1 children. South Korea's rate? Not even close to one. Baby stores are turning into pet shops. Maternity wards into elderly care centers. The cradle is being swapped for the dog bed. This is a country that's achieved global success. BTS, parasite, tech giants. Yet it's failing at the most basic task, making more people. How did a nation so driven end up here? The answer is a complex mix of economics, culture, crushing expectations. It's a story about a society that got so good at working, it forgot how to live. The real question: why have Koreans decided that having a family just isn't worth it? The economic shift is surreal, but it's a symptom of something deeper. South Korea's future is at stake, and the world is watching. This isn't a dystopian movie. It's happening right now. And that's the real story. Let's talk numbers. In 2023, South Korea's fertility rate hit a record low, 0.72 children per woman, the lowest in the developed world. The replacement rate is 2.1. Korea isn't even a third of the way there. For every 100 couples, only about 72 children are born. The population is shrinking fast. The death cross, more deaths than births, happened in 2020, and the gap keeps growing. By 2050, nearly half the population will be over 65, who will work, pay taxes, or care for the elderly. In Seoul, the rate is even lower, 0.55. That's one child for every 2 couples. This isn't just a statistic, it's a warning siren. The pressures of city life have made family seem impossible. South Korea is on track to lose half its population by 2100. The country is aging faster than anywhere else. The numbers don't lie. This is a demographic emergency. The vibrant Korea we know is at risk of becoming a nation of grandparents with few grandchildren. The crisis is accelerating and time is running out. Why is this happening? Young Koreans call their reality Hell Joseon, a nod to a society that feels hopeless and suffocating. Endless exams, fierce competition, a brutal job market where only a few land stable jobs. Parents pour fortunes into private tutoring. Most young people end up with debt and little security. Housing is unaffordable, especially in Seoul. Even renting requires massive deposits. Raising a child means endless expenses, especially for education. South Korea is the most expensive country in the world to raise a child. Faced with this, many young Koreans are opting out, choosing their own survival over impossible expectations. The dream of family has become a luxury few can afford. 4 forces drive Korea's baby crisis. First, a punishing work culture. Long hours, little rest, no time for family. Second, the crushing financial burden. Sky high costs, social pressure to give kids every advantage. Third, deep-rooted gender roles. Women are expected to handle both career and childcare with little support. Many women are rejecting this unfair bargain, choosing careers over families. Fourth, a lack of time. Long commutes, endless work, and relentless education leave no room for relationships or children. People are trapped in a cycle of work and obligation, with no space for family life. The result, a society where having kids feels impossible. South Korea isn't alone. Japan also faces falling birth rates. Italy also faces falling birth rates. Spain also faces falling birth rates. But Korea's crisis is the most extreme. Its pressures, hyper-competition, work culture, and gender inequality are unmatched. Japan's work culture is tough, but Korea's is even harsher. Hell Joseon is a uniquely Korean despair. France, by contrast, has invested in childcare, parental leave, and family support, keeping its birth rate higher. Korea's model prioritizes economic growth over well-being, and now the society itself is at risk. Other countries are struggling, but Korea is the cautionary tale. It's a warning for the world. Ignore well-being, and society can collapse from within. The Korean government has spent over $280 billion since 2006 to boost the birth rate. Cash handouts, childcare subsidies, parental leave. The result? The birth rate keeps falling. Why? Because these policies treat symptoms, not causes. Cash bonuses don't fix unaffordable housing, toxic work culture, gender inequality. Real reform means shorter work hours, affordable homes, true gender equality. The government is starting to realize this, but change is slow and difficult. Past efforts were band-aids on a gaping wound. Now Korea faces the real challenge, making the country a place where people actually want to have children. The stakes couldn't be higher. Why should we care? Because this is more than Korea's problem. It's a global warning. A shrinking, aging population means economic stagnation, strained healthcare, and a fading future. The miracle on the Han River could become the silence on the Han River. Korea's story shows what happens when competition and growth are valued above all else. It's a tragedy for a generation promised success, only to find the finish line always out of reach. Solving this crisis means rethinking national priorities, putting well-being before endless work. The world should watch and hope Korea succeeds. In their struggle, we may see our own future reflected.